Many people want a more productive life, but they lose the most important hours of the day. Have you ever planned to wake up early, but when the alarm rang, you pressed the snooze button again and again? You may tell yourself at night, "Tomorrow I will wake up early. Tomorrow I will start my day better." The plan feels clear and motivating. But when morning comes, the situation feels different. The alarm rings. Your eyes open slowly. The room still feels quiet and comfortable. Your bed feels warm, and your body feels heavy. A simple thought appears in your mind. Just 5 more minutes. 5 minutes later, the alarm rings again. You press snooze one more time. Then again. Eventually, when you finally wake up, you realize something important. You're already late. Now the morning becomes rushed. There is no calm start to the day. People skip breakfast, check their phone immediately, and hurry to work or school. Instead of feeling focused and prepared, they feel stressed and unorganized. This experience is very common. Many people want to wake up early, but they feel tired and unmotivated when morning arrives. They start asking themselves questions like, "Why can't I wake up early?" Or, "Why do I always feel lazy in the morning?" Over time, some people even begin to believe something about themselves. They say, "Maybe I am just not a morning person." But this belief is often not true. The real problem is usually not personality. It is not a lack of discipline or motivation either. Most of the time, the problem comes from habits. Poor sleep habits make the body feel tired in the morning. A lack of a clear morning structure makes waking up feel pointless. And many evening routines, such as using phones or watching videos late at night, make it harder for the brain to rest properly. When these habits continue for a long time, waking up early becomes very difficult. But the good news is that this situation can change. In this video, you will learn why waking up early sometimes feels so difficult. You will understand how the brain reacts to sleep and morning routines. You will also discover simple habits that can help you wake up earlier and start your day with more energy. Most importantly, you will see how early mornings can improve productivity and create a calmer and more organized day. But before we talk about solutions, let's first look at how a typical morning looks for many people. Imagine a typical morning. The alarm rings. The sound slowly pulls you out of sleep. You open your eyes and look at the clock. For a moment, you remember your plan from last night. "I should wake up now," you tell yourself. You wanted to wake up early today. You wanted to start the morning calmly, maybe exercise, study, or plan your day. But then another thought appears in your mind. 5 more minutes. It feels harmless. Just a little more rest before the day begins. So you press the snooze button. 5 minutes pass quickly. The alarm rings again. Your body still feels heavy, and your bed still feels comfortable. Just 5 more minutes, you think again. 5 minutes becomes 10. 10 minutes becomes 20. Suddenly you wake up again and realize something important. You are now late. At that moment, the calm morning you imagined disappears. Instead of starting the day slowly and clearly, the morning becomes rushed. People quickly get out of bed, check the time, and immediately feel pressure. Breakfast is skipped. There is no time for planning or quiet thinking. Many people grab their phone and start checking messages or social media before even leaving the bed. Within a few minutes, the brain is already filled with information, notifications, and new tasks. Instead of feeling focused, people begin to feel stressed. Inside, several emotions appear. Some people feel guilty because they broke the promise they made the night before. Others feel frustrated because they know the day could have started better. Many people also feel a sense of losing control over their own routine. They begin to ask themselves, "Why is it so hard for me to wake up early?" Over time, this situation can become a repeating cycle. People stay awake late at night. Because of that, they wake up late in the morning. When they wake up late, the morning becomes rushed and unorganized. A rushed morning leads to low energy and low productivity during the day. Important tasks are delayed, and people feel less focused. Then the same cycle repeats again the next day. Late sleep, late wake up, rushed morning, low productivity. Repeat. When this pattern continues for weeks or months, people begin to lose their natural morning energy. They delay important work, avoid new goals, and sometimes feel that their days are always starting behind schedule. But the real reason waking up early feels difficult is connected to something deeper. It is connected to how our brain manages energy. To understand why waking up early can feel so difficult, we need to look at something important: how the brain manages energy. The brain is designed to protect energy. From a biological point of view, the brain always tries to save effort whenever possible. When the alarm rings in the morning, the brain quickly compares two options. One option is getting out of bed and starting the day. The other option is staying in a warm and comfortable place for a little longer. Naturally, the brain prefers comfort. This does not mean you are lazy or undisciplined. It simply means your brain is following its natural instinct to conserve energy. Another important factor is sleep cycles. The body follows a biological rhythm called the circadian rhythm. This rhythm helps regulate when we feel sleepy and when we feel alert. If your sleep schedule is irregular, sleeping late on some nights and earlier on others, the brain cannot maintain a stable rhythm. As a result, waking up early becomes harder because the body is still in a sleep phase when the alarm rings. Even if you set an early alarm, your brain may still be expecting more sleep. Another reason waking up early becomes difficult is related to dopamine and late-night stimulation. Activities such as scrolling social media, watching videos, or playing games create small dopamine rewards in the brain. These rewards make the brain feel entertained and stimulated. Because these activities are engaging, the brain wants to continue them. Many people say they will go to sleep early, but then they watch one more video. Then another one appears. Soon it becomes much later than they expected. This delays sleep and reduces the quality of rest. When the brain does not receive enough rest, the morning becomes much harder. A helpful way to understand this is through a simple metaphor. Morning energy is like sunlight. When you wake up early, the day feels open and spacious. There is time to think, plan, and start important tasks before the world becomes busy. But when you wake up late, the day already feels crowded. Messages, tasks, and responsibilities appear immediately, and the mind feels rushed. This is why morning routines are so powerful. The way you start your morning often influences the rest of your day. A calm and intentional morning can create focus and energy for many hours. This leads to an important principle. Morning routines shape daily productivity. Or in simpler words, productive days usually start with intentional mornings. To understand how this idea works in real life, let's look at a simple real-life story. Let's look at a simple story that shows how small habits can completely change the way a morning begins. David was a young professional working in a busy company. Like many people, he wanted to improve his productivity and feel more organized during the day. He often told himself that waking up early would help him achieve this goal. Many successful people talk about the benefits of early mornings. David believed that if he could wake up earlier, he would have time to plan his day, think clearly, and start his work with more energy. So many nights he made the same promise to himself. Tomorrow I will wake up early. But the reality was different. David often stayed awake late at night. After finishing work, he felt tired and wanted to relax. He opened his phone and began watching short videos or scrolling through social media. At first, he planned to watch only a few minutes. But the videos were interesting, and new content kept appearing. One video became another, and time passed without him noticing. Soon it was much later than he expected. When David finally went to sleep, his body did not get enough rest. The next morning the alarm rang, but his body felt heavy and tired. Instead of waking up, he pressed the snooze button. 5 minutes later, the alarm rang again. He pressed snooze again. Eventually he woke up late. Now the morning felt rushed. David had little time to prepare for the day. He skipped breakfast, quickly got dressed, and hurried to work. During the day, he often felt low energy and struggled to concentrate. This situation repeated many times. David began to feel frustrated with himself. He wanted to wake up early, but he could not maintain the habit. One day something changed. While reading an article about productivity, David saw a simple idea that caught his attention. The sentence said, "Control your evening to control your morning." At first, the idea seemed very simple. But the more David thought about it, the more it made sense. He realized that the problem was not only the morning alarm. The real problem was what he did the night before. So David decided to change his evening habits. First, he began going to bed earlier. Instead of watching videos late at night, he set a time when he would stop using his phone. Second, he prepared some things for the next day before going to sleep. He wrote a short list of tasks and placed his work materials on his desk. Third, he kept his phone away from his bed. This prevented him from scrolling late at night, and also made it easier to get up when the alarm rang. These changes were small, but they made a big difference. After several days, David noticed that falling asleep became easier. His sleep felt deeper, and his body began to wake up more naturally. His mornings also started to change. When the alarm rang, he felt less tired. Instead of pressing snooze many times, he got up more quickly. He created a simple morning routine. First, he drank a glass of water to wake up his body. Then he stretched for a few minutes. After that, he looked at the small task list he prepared the night before and mentally planned his day. The routine was simple, but it helped him start the day calmly. After several weeks, David noticed clear improvements. His morning energy increased. His thinking became clearer. And during the day, he felt more productive and focused. The most interesting part was that the change was not dramatic. David did not suddenly become a completely different person. But small, consistent habits slowly changed his mornings. And something important became clear. When his mornings changed, his entire day improved. From David's story, we can learn several important lessons about waking up early and building productive mornings. These principles are simple, but when practiced consistently, they can change the way your entire day begins. Lesson 1. Control the night before. Many people focus only on the morning when they try to wake up early. They set an alarm, promise themselves they will wake up earlier, and hope that motivation will help them get out of bed. But the truth is that morning success usually begins the night before. Your evening habits strongly influence how you feel the next morning. If you go to sleep very late, your body will naturally feel tired when the alarm rings. Even if your intention is strong, your physical energy may not support it. This is why creating a simple evening routine can be very helpful. For example, you can choose a consistent sleep schedule. Going to bed at a similar time each night helps the body develop a stable rhythm. Over time, your body will begin to expect sleep at that time, making it easier to fall asleep and wake up. Another helpful habit is reducing screen time before bed. Phones, videos, and social media stimulate the brain and make it harder to relax. When the brain stays active late at night, sleep becomes lighter and less restful. By controlling the evening, you prepare your body for a better morning. This idea can be summarized in one simple sentence. Tomorrow's morning begins tonight. When the evening routine supports rest, waking up early becomes much easier. Lesson 2. Start mornings with small wins. Another important lesson is that mornings do not need to begin with big tasks. Many people imagine that a productive morning must include a long workout, deep study, or complex planning. When these expectations feel too difficult, people lose motivation and return to old habits. Instead, a better approach is to begin with small wins. A small win is a simple action that signals the brain that the day has started positively. For example, you might drink a glass of water after waking up. This helps your body become more alert and refreshed. You might also stretch for a few minutes to activate your muscles and increase circulation. Another helpful habit is writing one important goal for the day. This gives your mind a clear direction and helps you focus on what matters most. These actions take only a few minutes, but they create momentum. Momentum is powerful because once the brain experiences progress, it becomes easier to continue working on the next task. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, the mind feels organized and ready. This leads to an important idea. Small morning wins create productive days. When the morning begins with simple positive actions, the rest of the day often follows the same direction. Lesson 3. Consistency matters more than perfection. Finally, one of the most important principles is consistency. Many people try to wake up early for 1 or 2 days. But when they miss a day or wake up late once, they feel disappointed and give up. However, building habits does not require perfection. Waking up early one time is easy. Doing it repeatedly is what creates real change. Habits grow slowly through repetition. Each day you repeat the behavior, the brain becomes more familiar with it. Over time, the action begins to feel natural rather than difficult. This is how discipline is formed. Discipline is not only about forcing yourself to do something difficult. It is about repeating small actions until they become part of who you are. At first, waking up early may feel uncomfortable. But after many days of practice, it begins to feel normal. Eventually, the habit becomes part of your identity. This idea can be summarized clearly. Consistency turns habits into identity. When you repeat a habit long enough, it stops feeling like effort. It simply becomes part of your daily life. Now that we understand the principles behind productive mornings, the next question becomes very practical. How can you actually wake up earlier and start your day with more energy? The good news is that you do not need complicated systems. Often, a few simple habits can completely change the way your morning feels. Let's look at 4 practical steps you can begin using. Step 1. Fix your sleep schedule. One of the most important habits is maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. Your body follows a natural rhythm called the circadian rhythm. This internal clock helps control when you feel sleepy and when you feel alert. When you sleep at a different time every night, the body becomes confused. Some nights you sleep late, other nights you sleep earlier, and your brain cannot establish a stable pattern. As a result, waking up early becomes very difficult. A simple solution is to choose a regular sleep time and try to follow it each night. Even a small improvement in sleep consistency can make waking up easier after a few days. When the body learns when to expect sleep, it also learns when to wake up. The purpose of this step is to stabilize your body clock, making mornings feel more natural. Step 2. Prepare tomorrow the night before. Another effective habit is preparing for the next day before you go to sleep. Many people waste energy in the morning deciding what to do first. They think about tasks, choose what to wear, or wonder where to begin. These small decisions can create unnecessary stress. Instead, you can prepare simple things in advance. For example, you can write a short list of tasks for the next day. You can prepare the clothes you plan to wear. You can also organize your workspace so everything is ready in the morning. These small preparations remove many decisions from the morning. When you wake up, you already know what your first steps will be. The purpose of this step is to reduce morning decisions and create clarity at the start of the day. Step 3. Use a simple morning routine. After waking up, it helps to follow a short routine that activates both your body and your mind. This routine does not need to be long or complicated. For example, you might begin by drinking a glass of water. This helps your body rehydrate after sleep. Then you might move your body for a few minutes. Light stretching or gentle movement increases circulation and helps you feel more awake. Finally, you can review your goals or priorities for the day. This helps your mind focus on what is important. These actions may take only a few minutes, but they send a strong signal to the brain that the day has begun. The purpose of this routine is to activate energy and create a clear start to the day. Step 4. Avoid phone distractions. One common habit that damages morning focus is checking the phone immediately after waking up. When people look at their phone first, they often see messages, news, or social media updates. Within seconds, the brain becomes filled with information and distractions. Instead of beginning the day calmly, attention is immediately pulled in many directions. A better habit is to delay phone use for the first part of the morning. Use that time to wake up, move your body, and plan your day before external information enters your mind. This protects your mental clarity during the most valuable hours of the day. The purpose of this step is to protect morning focus and prevent early distractions. When these simple habits are repeated consistently, mornings gradually become easier and more productive. And this leads to an important reminder. Productive mornings are built through simple habits repeated every day. Before we finish, let's take a moment to reflect on the most important idea from this video. Waking up early is not about forcing yourself to become a completely different person. It is not about extreme discipline or dramatic changes overnight. Instead, it is about building supportive habits. When your evening routine helps your body rest, waking up becomes easier. When your morning begins with small and simple actions, the day begins with more clarity and energy. Productive mornings are not created by one big decision. They grow from small habits repeated again and again. Now take a moment to ask yourself two simple questions. What time do you usually wake up? And more importantly, what one small change can improve your morning tomorrow? Maybe it is going to sleep a little earlier tonight. Maybe it is placing your phone away from the bed. Maybe it is starting your morning with a simple routine like drinking water, stretching, or planning your day. Small actions may seem simple, but when they are repeated consistently, they create powerful changes. It is also important to remember something encouraging. Every productive person once struggled with mornings. They also felt tired. They also pressed the snooze button. They also had days when they wanted to stay in bed longer. But over time, they built better habits. And those habits slowly changed their mornings. If this video helped you think differently about your morning routine, take a moment to join the conversation. Write in the comments, "One morning habit I will start tomorrow is." If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it. And subscribe to Inspire English Stories if you want to improve your English, while also learning ideas that can improve your daily life. And remember this final thought. Your mornings shape your days, and your days slowly shape your life.